I'm joined in the studio by James Wilson. He is Director of Detention Action. James, good to see you. It's probably worth talking through your reaction as the day went on, because I would imagine when the court's ruling came out, there was a huge sigh of relief from your organisation.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely. So our first reaction, Dave, was enormous relief, happiness at this decision. We work with people every day held in immigration detention. As you say, we were one of the lead claimants in the initial stages of this challenge. We're hugely proud that no one has yet been removed to Rwanda, and that the immediate risk of removals to Rwanda has been stopped today.
Well, the immediate risk has been parked, but the risk still remains, because I wonder what you made of the Prime Minister's speech earlier this evening, where he doubled down on the plans to Rwanda, essentially saying, you know, we will change the law if we have to. We're going to make this work. The court didn't rule that sending people to another country was illegal. So once we've satisfied the UK Supreme Court, we'll go again. What was your reaction to that?
Well, it's very disappointing. We absolutely would call on the government to rethink that and to abandon this policy at this point. I think a few things. Firstly, although I'm not a lawyer, but in terms of the emergency legislation that the Prime Minister has referred to, I'm not sure that the government can do that without withdrawing from a number of international treaties, not just the ECHR, and indeed potentially abandoning a number of domestic immigration legislation. So I'm not sure how practical that is to start with. Secondly, I think it's really important to come back to a point about lawfulness not being enough. Lawfulness for a new government policy should be the lowest bar. But there are other things that a government policy should be. They should also be wise, they should be workable, they should be humane and reasonable. And the Rwanda scheme is none of those things. I think, thirdly, there's a fundamental point that even goes beyond Rwanda in particular as a destination country, which is the government should be processing every claim for asylum into the UK in the UK, fully and fairly, not sending people to Rwanda or indeed any other third country or territory.
Is it Rwanda in particular you have a problem with? Because there was a YouGov poll conducted after this decision was made. 39% of those polled in the UK said the government should scrap this policy. 29% said they should pursue a similar agreement with a different country. Your organisation, is it looking at Rwanda as an unsafe country, but perhaps you would be open to another country? Because, as Rishi Sunak was saying before, this kind of agreement between countries operates in other parts of Europe and elsewhere.
No, I mean, clearly the decision today was about, was the Supreme Court held very serious concerns about the safety of people if sent to Rwanda. I think it's important to distinguish between the country, because this isn't about being anti the country of Rwanda, but serious concerns about its government and in particular its asylum system. That was central to the legal decision today. But no, our opposition is much wider than that. Again, we should be processing every claim for asylum to the UK in the UK. So there is no agreement with a third country which we would welcome.
I think it's really important to talk about the people affected by the decision, because for every slogan, stop the boats, you know, for every, you know, figure quoted about the number of boats and people coming over, there are real people involved here, and you talk to them on a daily basis. What's this been like for those who were potentially earmarked to be on that first flight to Rwanda? Some of them, you know, pulled off the plane on the tarmac. What has that been like for them with this hanging over their head?
It's been devastating. I mean, we speak to people every day in immigration detention. Our initial involvement in the case was because we had clients in detention who were threatened with potential removal. There aren't, I think, official figures on how many people have had notices of intent, have been specifically threatened they might be removed, but estimates are that it's around 30,000 people, huge numbers of people, huge uncertainty for those people, and also people more generally in the asylum and detention system, alongside everything else that they are dealing with. So it's been huge. As you say, it's absolutely crucial we come back to the human level here. Remember, these are human beings. We also want to see an end to the need for dangerous journeys across the channel. But we think that the way ahead with that is to introduce safe routes. No one would undertake such dangerous journeys unless they felt they had no choice but to do so. If you introduced safe routes, you would quickly end the need for those journeys and ensure that people are safe while their asylum claims are considered.
Okay, James Wilson, Director of Detention Action.